As for the insects handling human change of the natural environment, they are the best animal group when it comes to adaptation and flourishing. The seam in this wall boarding on the side of a building makes for a good spot to warm up and get going in the morning hours for this housefly. The housefly is the most common of all the domestic species of flies, and one of the most widely distributed of insects. They evolved some 65 million years ago in the Middle Eastern region of the globe, owing their dispersal worldwide to human migration. In colder climates, houseflies survive only with humans. Houseflies feed on liquid and solid material. Having a high intake of food results in the constant deposit of their feces, thus being a dangerous carrier of pathogens. They are active only in daytime and rest at night, and can survive the coldest of winters. When it comes to insects, they are definitely not welcome in the homes of us humans, where there is plenty of food to feed on and warmth and safety for them to live and breed. So we humans wage a never-ending war on these animals with all manner of sprays and powders, animals that have unwantingly come into our homes to live with us. When human paths cross with nature, we seem to have an unrelenting drive to instill some sense of order from the chaos that only we humans see when nature is left to grow and spread on its own. On the flip side, we humans show and even throw our chaos back at nature with one of humans' worst of habits: pollution. Pollution of the air we need to breathe, pollution of the waters we need for drinking, and pollution of the ground, or the surface of the earth, if you will, that supports everything on earth that lives and grows. Even for each and every one of us humans, when our time has come to pass on this earth, we seem in some godlike way to be telling nature itself that even in our deaths we can and will mold nature to our liking in order to please the human eye, as shown in our orderly kept graveyards. As for the subject of animals' time that have come to pass, and specifically where they end up when they die, it's unfortunately not as nice as it is compared to humans. There are graveyards for domesticated pets, usually made and paid for by society's wealthier population, but when it comes to animals in the wild, their deaths are usually painful and violent, and we change and alter that environment such as the building of roads. It's a bad mix, mostly and unfortunately for the animal. The majority of wild animals killed on our roads and freeways are mammals, such as this North American species of red squirrel. Not as common a tragedy of the type of animals getting killed on our roadways are reptiles, such as this turtle. Humans build roads for more of an ease in traveling from one point to another, consequently cutting through the natural traveling routes of many different kinds of animals in the wild that need to get from one point to another themselves, whether it be to reach a food or water source, or mating, or to find better living quarters. And as already mentioned, it can become unfortunate for the animal if they fail to make it to the other side of that road. Back to the subject of humans' interaction with plants. As our human population increases, many thousands of more people will take what they need from our forest trees and put it to use to suit their needs. More trees that have been felled and cut up for firewood. The scale of human dependence on trees is enormous. We make everything from furniture to flatboards from trees. We've shown just a small part of the larger scope of the human effects upon the natural world, and the choices we make each and every day based on a mentality that nature is chaotic to be set into order, wild to be tamed, marginalized to be controlled. We build more streets and buildings, telephone poles with miles of cable, run millions of automobiles on the Earth's surface that pump out tons of toxic gases, as do our homes and factories with an equal if not greater amount of waste that is produced. But so as not to try and give a total gloom and doom scenario when it comes to what we're doing to the Earth, we have increased recycling, made laws to try and minimize our pumping of toxic gases, and minimize other kinds of waste that we produce, knowing the consequences if we persist on living a throwaway mentality type of lifestyle. With each passing generation, it seems more and more people have a disconnect from the natural world as mentioned earlier, living out our daily lives within our human-made constructs, all of which produces more urban sprawl and less of the natural world. With an ever-increasing human population on this planet, we have to ask ourselves serious questions on how such an increased population will affect our Earth, and how that will also affect each and every one of us. And with the rate of the human population growing so fast, how are we to cope with such an effect in the not-too-distant future? We as a species have the ability to devastate our planet. If we want to avert such a thing from happening, we need a plan of action. That plan of action was formulated decades ago, and it's based on 3 propositions. First, we should not totally exploit all the natural resources of this planet. For example, we have hunted to extinction the passenger pigeon, We have sent the extinction of the Costa Rican golden toad due to atmospheric pollution. We have sent the Chinese river dolphin to extinction due to dumping of pollutants in the river in which it lives. Second, we should not interfere with the basic processes that operate on this planet and which all life on Earth depends upon. And yet we continue to pump poisons into the atmosphere, poisons into our rivers, lakes, streams, and oceans, and clear-cut the surface of the Earth. Third, we need to preserve the diversity of life on Earth, not based on because we depend on the Earth for food to live, not that we know how much we would lose if it should happen, but that we as humans have no moral right to destroy the Earth's other living organisms and to destroy the Earth itself, possibly, for example, turning its entire surface into a radioactive wasteland. The planet Earth as we know it is the only planet in our planetary system of 9 planets that supports life. For all the Earth's plants and animals to continue to survive, which includes us, rests in our hands. The choice is up to you, up to all of us.